Welcome back. Tonight I'm going to talk to you guys about a foundational why did you say foundational item that I think just came up the other day. Some members in our crew had been asking a few things, so I want to talk about this topic here tonight. We are going to cover some of the stuff you need to set up in your Discord channel chat, foundational to what we need to be doing here. Make sure you're following us over here on Instagram. A lot of fun here. Want to learn how we earn right here on Discord channel chat. Let's get into our training window here this evening. I want to show you guys something as I traded live yesterday with you guys. You guys were there in the live streams. I had some conversations with some folks afterwards where a couple of questions where people ask things like, hey Vinny, I see a green headshot show up for myself, but around that area I see a red PRZ come in. So I've got this PRZ, but I've got the green. So, you know, when this happens, like, what am I going to do? I've got these two choices. This comes up a lot. So I want to address this real quick and talk about OOP. What is OOP? If you have been following us along for a while, you'll know what this acronym stands for. If you have not, might be new to you, but hopefully you start going through our training programs and you know what the OOP is. The OOP, this is the order of operations. We call it the OOP. All right, order of operations. Hopefully you guys won't forget it and don't be like my 5-year-old and try to make a funny joke by putting a P in the front. All right, so on the order of operations, what is it going to tell you in a scenario like this? Well, the very first thing foundational to this is I will tell you one of those things before you are about to press the button on. This is an entry level question, or meaning question on your actual entry, not entry level meaning beginner, but on an entry. How are you going to decide, long or short? One of those foundational and fundational items that I'm going to talk about is the MACV filter. Now, not just any MACV filter, I want to talk about the ultimate. And why this came up again just right now is because I hope you guys noticed, again, our tools have continued to evolve over the last 10 years. Again, wow, it's crazy. I feel like I'm feeling so old having been 10 years into our code now, the code base at 8.5.3.2. Make sure you got the latest version as of today's date. Anyhow, of course, in the future, maybe a later version. But you need to know that the ultimate does exist, and you need to be set up so that you can take advantage of the ultimate MACV, not just on some of our old videos where it's just the MACV, where you're having to look at it per instrument and then run those over your 4 instruments. So if you're trying to make a decision on the NASDAQ, for instance, well, you want to know things like, well, what about the RTY and the ES and the Dow? These 3 are correlated to your NQ play. So wouldn't it be good to know what those are? This is what I mean by foundationally. Foundationally, where is everything going? Where's the overall market going? Which is even more important sometimes than just the individual one on, okay, well, the MACV on the NASDAQ is green. Yeah, but what if the rest of these are all red? Don't you think that the NASDAQ might be snapping back into that location? Or sometimes the NASDAQ can lead, and you have leaders, laggers, of course. And of course, the heaviest one here is going to be the ES. You know, this is like the gigantic Titanic in the water. What is the ES doing? This is important. So what I want to do is first set you up. As you've gotten all of your charts laid out, we've talked about that in the most recent videos. This should be a video in order where we've got your charts set up and things, but one of those on one of your screens needs to be what I'm about to show you right now. Now, before I hop into this, let me duplicate one of these windows real quick. Make sure that you are using Discord in a browser. We talked about this in one of our videos, but you may not have gotten to it yet. Okay, Discord is a key to what we do here for communications and a part of our trade room. This is pivotal to what we do, so make sure you become familiar with how Discord works. You'll notice I am in a browser. This is the Chrome browser. Now, if you're using another browser, that's fine. Mozilla or Brave or any Edge, it's fine, I believe. I don't think we've found too many problems, although if you are having any issues with anything, please, use the Chrome browser. We're more familiar with that. I'll be able to assist you easier with that, but I don't really mind which browser you're using, as long as you're using the browser version of Discord, because there is an app version. Okay, do not use the app, okay, on your PC. Now, do you want the app on your phone? Yes. Okay, on your mobile? Yes, I absolutely do want you to install the Discord app on your phone so that you can, hey, get on a quick call with me without having to get phone numbers, etc. Or, you know, if we need to get some technical support to you, it's easier if we can connect right there using the direct message system and those calls. So inside of Discord, make sure you got that installed and use the browser. Why the browser? Well, what I just did right there, you notice how I have multiple tabs up here at the top. I've got 1, 2, and 3 up top. See if I can zoom in on this without totally breaking this. Okay, up there at the top, you see the 3 tabs. Okay, so you can't do this in the app. It's very simple things like that. You cannot duplicate those. That is just one of the items that is a miss. You also can't do this. I can't come in here, right click this image, copy image, and then just simply copy paste right back into Discord. You cannot do that with the app. Don't ask me why. It just that's their thing. They don't let you do that. You know, write to Discord and have them fix that. I don't know what their deal is, but right now there are some fundamental small things like that that make the Discord experience much better with a browser. Okay, use the browser. Everybody got that? Go uninstall the app if you have the app, if you already accidentally, because by default Discord tries to install the app on your machine. Just don't have the app installed unless you have a very particular reason for it. Please don't. It's gonna be better if you got this, and I'm gonna show you why, because you also cannot do what I'm about to show you. Okay, so pause the video right now. Pause it. Go ahead, pause it. While you're pausing it, press that like button. Do me a favor. Smash that like button. Smash it. Smash it. I'll wait. If you're on a mobile phone right now, it actually gives you a cool little reward. You guys seen how they do the thumb button now? When you hit the thumb, you notice it like shoots little sparkles out at you. Maybe press it a couple times. I don't know. Maybe it'll tell YouTube that we're pretty cool, right? I don't know. All right, so smash that like button. Pause the video there. Make sure you got this on a Discord browser. Everybody got it? Now we can move forward. Okay, I'm telling you, you've got to have it on the browser first. Now let's split these out. So anytime you've got a tab, you can right click, duplicate, boom. Now you have another browser window right to that. Now, why would I want to do this? Inside of Discord, here are the 3 things that you need. 3 of our menus on the left that you need to have quickly available. Number 1 is going to be the MACV Ultimate room. On the left-hand side, you will see this, MACV Ultimate Alerts. It says Alerts on the right there. If you hover your mouse over it, you'll see it says MACV Ultimate Alerts. You wanna go to this room, it's under the public lobby chat right here. This is the room that will continuously tell you where we are at, and we have a whole video around this, but this needs to be one of your windows, easily accessible. Now I'm gonna grab this tab and I'm gonna drag it out. See how I'm dragging it away? All I did was grab the tab with my left click. Okay, I'm dragging it outside of my browser window and I'm putting it over here on the left. Okay, now second thing I want to do with this is see this little people menu right here. See it says hide member list. I'm going to click on that right there and I'm going to hide the member list on the right so I can squeeze this in a bit for aesthetics. Boom, look at that. I can squeeze this in a little bit farther. Now, there are some plugins if you can also have this left side removed if you want, but be careful when you do that because sometimes people get lost every time they go install those. All of a sudden they lose that whole thing, so I'm not going to show you guys how to do that because you know how it is, right? We're trying to do less technical support around here, not more. Okay, so now I've got my MACV Ultimate that I'm going to be able to easily see. I can tell what the most recent, like basically right now, where are we? We're 3 red, right? So I should only be looking for shorts right now. See how simple that is? That's what I mean by, in those order of operations, deciding between whether you're going on that green long or short. It's as simple as, well, I just tell you guys, look at the MACV Ultimate over here. Okay, this is our new cheat tool for this whole thing, simplifying the entire, what is the current trend on the overall markets. This is a very, very powerful tool. And I reiterate this today because yesterday in the live stream when I'm using our newest tools, you notice, I hope, as you play it back, go watch me, go watch how often I'm asking myself, as I'm making the decision on my direction, how many times I am going over here and checking, well, what's the MACV Ultimate tell me? Okay, we're red, cool. And I just hover my finger over the sell button, right? I'm just holding it. I got the red ready to go. Okay, I'm just holding my finger over the sell, wait for it, now wait for a setup. And so in that case over there earlier where we had the red versus the green, I am going to be trying to go in the direction of a red. Okay, whether it is one of our awesome Alpha Omega Death Star entries, the headshots, 2-finger salutes, whatever that play is, I'm going to be looking for something in the direction for my big plays off of going with the MACV. That is part of the order of operations. Go watch our videos on that. That's like in lessons 1 and 2 in the very beginning of our starter series for premium members. You should know that, but this makes that so much simpler to have this. Now to set this up, you want this over here on the left. Other thing I want is the newsroom. Over here on the left, also under the public section, you will see news, okay? So you want one of these browser windows open to the newsroom. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we go. Now I've got the news stream coming in here in real time. Go down to the very bottom, have this available, and it will automatically scroll for you so you can see the most recent events that are occurring. Right now at this time of day, we've got Brazilian jurists talking about the UN, oceans reaching the hottest, blah, 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 Chevron, whatnot. So maybe some stuff around crude oil, right? This may alert you to go, hey, it looks like there's a lot of stuff about crude oil going on right now. This might be the active market. I might go trade crude oil today based on what's happening in the news. And I'm going to pull this out, okay? Got this pulled out and over. I want to have this kind of same thing. I'm going to hide the member list, squeeze it in, okay? And again, if you get the plugin, I'm not going to fault you for getting the plugin to remove this side so that you've got these in here. As long as on your screens, I've got three things. I've got one of these, and I want the public chat open. I'm going to go ahead and close these out just so it's lacking confusion or no confusion. Okay, now for me, I think from an order of importance, you should have the, if you are putting this on a right-hand screen, then you want the news the farthest away from you. So I would put the news off on the far right. I want my room here like this in the center so I know what's going on in the room with updates, events, etc., trades going on, etc. And I'm going to go ahead and pull off the members list. And you can bring it back, of course, by pressing that members list button right there. So, and now I would want to fill this whole screen. You know, if I were you, you would want to do the whole screen. Now, let me show you guys real quick on how I show you guys with the configuration. If you are doing the 4K with the side screens, how you would want to set this up. And again, you have to play with this to kind of get this arranged. My screens are automatically firing them off and making it big, but I want this to be one of my screens in my layout. Now, if you've got a vertical screen layout, let's go to, well, I can't pull up the, yeah, it won't work like that right now. That's okay. So what I want to do, so this is if I had a screen that was in portrait mode. Let's talk about what I mean by that, okay? So in a portrait mode screen, then I want those divisions to look like this, okay? Divided into thirds, right? So now, it depends on where this screen is. Remember, this is just a single screen, okay? If this single screen is on the right-hand side of my bigger screen, the 55 inch, hopefully if you guys got our main configuration, then this screen is going to be over on the right, which means that I want the news the farthest away from me. So news is going to be over here. This is going to be the public chat, and this is going to be the Mac V Ultimate. Got it? So that way, as I'm just looking to the right, I can easily see, like again, my head should be like if I'm here, here's my little body, right? Chilling out, okay? I'm glancing over to my right. First thing I see is this. I have to look all the way over there for the news because that's the least important. Our public chat is semi-important, but the Mac V, I want always in my purview to know what is the most recent layout. What should I be doing, right? This is basically your deciding factor on red-green. It's an easy way to boil down the order of operations, which direction you should be looking first, okay? Right there. So this is on the far right screen. On the left-hand side, we're going to have our gigantic 55, right, with our 4 screens, right, over here. I'm sorry, with our 4 instruments. Top left going to be your YM. Here we're going to have your NASDAQ. Here we're going to have ES. Here we're going to have RTY. You guys know the drill on that? Okay. Now, if you were going to turn this in portrait mode, right, here's how I recommend doing that on portrait mode. So in the full configuration, here is your big 55 in the center. You ideally would like to have 2, either 27s or 32s on the left-hand side and the right-hand side of your layout in order to have a 4 instrument setup. Again, this is the absolute ideal. If you cannot afford that at this time or you're not ready for that, you know, that's up to you, but there are huge advantages, as I talk about all the time, in being able to see multiple instruments, especially the ones that are correlated. Okay, so remember right here, we got our 55. Over here, the perfect match is actually a 32 on either side, 32 inch. Remember, these are measured in diagonals. And on the right over here, when I'm doing my Discord layout, instead of doing it the way that I did it a minute ago, where I was dividing it into thirds to the left and right, mine would look like this, okay? farthest away up top. Now this is where I might change this. I might have my MACV right here in the center. Okay, public chat here, and news typically is a little bit harder, kind of having to look up and to the right. So I'm going to put news way up here. MACV Ultimate at the center, right there at my eyes level. Just boom, I look over, bam, it's right there at me, telling me what is my what's my primary, right? So our head, head needs to be head level. It's probably not going to be drawing this to scale, whatnot. But again, the human form and where you're located in your desk space is important. Remember, we have turned ourselves into gamers. We are approaching the markets like it is a game, and we are trying to beat other people clicking in the right time. Other people are clicking at the wrong time, right? That's what we're doing. So to win, we want the absolute ideal. All right, there's our YM, there's our NQ, here's our ES, and here's our RTY. I hope I have drilled that into you guys over and over again. Now, on the left-hand chart, we'll go ahead, and since we're already drawing this all the way out, let's go ahead and draw in our lines. Here is how I would set this out. We're going to have this into sets of 4 on this one. So we want an 8 grid over here. Why do we want that? Because for each one of these, 1, 2, 3, and 4, I want 2 charts. So I want a 1 and a 2. At the top left up here, here's where I would have ES. Okay. And what am I going to have on the ES? This is for our tide and wave. I want the tide farthest away, and I want the wave chart right here. Okay, for ES, an E. Okay, here I got the tide and the wave. I want right here, probably YM. Okay, tide wave, RTY, and tide wave, NASDAQ. Now, you could interchange 2 of these down here depending on which one. If you got NASDAQ really close to your eye right here, you may want NASDAQ right here, having RTY down at the bottom over here. I'm less concerned with this layout over here on the left, as long as you've got the tide and waves there, because remember, these are high time frames. You got plenty of time to look over here. These are not reactionary charts. These are ones that you glance over, you're getting your big picture from. If you get an audio alert from one of these to tell you like, hey, there's a new setup here, and looking for your plays are really going to come off of these charts here. But tonight I really want to make sure that you get these Discord layouts, because a lot of you guys are not doing this. I got on a machine earlier today with somebody, didn't even know that the MACV Ultimate room existed. They thought that they were supposed to be looking in the public room, because every 10th one of these, okay, so everybody wants to know, like, when we see them in public, they're like, well, I saw the public room said it was red. Yeah, but that was 10 updates ago. This every 10th update in this room gets put into public. Okay, now we've got reasons for that. We'll go into that in a whole separate video, but the main thing that you need to know is right here. Okay, MACV Ultimate, have that room there open and available. This is going to foundationally be where you've got everything set up appropriately. Again, if you don't have this screen, there's different things you can do with this, but I'm just got to show you guys what the ideal is. You guys are super smart folks. If you don't have this screen, figure out how you can lay this out for yourself. Whether you have this maybe on a tablet off on the side, because remember, most of this is informational. It's great to have the public chat room there so that you can copy paste your screenshots over, because especially in those middle 40 days when you're doing your practice, you really need to be involved with the room so that we can give you feedback, so that I can look to see what you're doing and see, if there's any gotchas on some of the ways that you're approaching things. Because again, your ultimate goal here, you guys are emulating me. You're trying to trade in my style. That's what I'm here for as your mentor, teaching you how I approach the markets. Okay. All right, there we go. That's what I want to cover here tonight. Make sure you got the Discord layouts all set up for yourselves, and I'll catch you there back in the room. See ya.